where you scream to watch this, and I'll dive down through this hairy flesh.
Hi, and welcome to Watch This. I'm CJ Johnson. Let's talk about Christopher Nolan's new extravaganza, Dunkirk.
There are 400,000 men on this beach.
Back in April, the film Their Finest depicted the British Ministry of Information backing a feature film about the civilian nautical craft evacuation of Dunkirk during World War II. Now, Warner Brothers has spent $150 million on the same subject, and Britain gets a very expensive bonus slice of very inspirational propaganda. Reserved, dignified, proud, and brave, Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk is nothing if not very, very British. I have to admit, I didn't know a lot about the civilian-aided evacuation effort, and the fact that it features in two prominent films this year might say something about our need today for everyday heroes. It was an extraordinary event, and it is given extraordinary technical respect here. This is a film where superlatives concerning the technique can't help but get a bit heady. Utilising practical effects, real planes and boats from the era, including some boats that actually took part in the actual evacuation, Christopher Nolan has made a heartfelt connection with the past. It must have been something to launch those nearly 100-year-old vessels on a recreation of their proudest day. It must have given Christopher Nolan goosebumps, which is more than I can say Dunkirk did for me. Don't get me wrong, I was blown away by its technical audacity, and I'm also enthralled to its intricate screenplay, which not only tells the film's central story from three perspectives in three different time frames, but also allows for multiple interpretations of the same events, allowing for the subjectivity of memory. I learned a lot, and I was maybe a little inspired, but I cannot say I was moved. The human beings in the film function much as the boats and planes do. They are pieces to be shifted around on Nolan's magnificent IMAX canvas rather than memorable individuals. There are two exceptions. Mark Rylance's stoic pleasure boat captain makes a dignified impression, and Tom Hardy's fighter pilot is fully realised despite the actor's face being covered in a massive pilot's mask. For the rest, though, the grunt soldiers who actually bear the story's spine, I found them interchangeable to the point that I didn't actually realise that there are three young leads. They're all fresh faces. Their names are Fionn Whitehead, Nurin Barnard, and Harry Styles, he of the band One Direction, and they didn't land an impression on me. For all I could really tell, what happened to each of them happened to a bunch of them. They were simply more and more of the 400,000 soldiers on the beach, rather than three particular individuals that we were meant to actually care about. Their anonymity gave them universality while undercutting their emotional weight. The film is full peril, danger, and death, but I can't recall a single drop of blood. Unlike every big-budget war film since Saving Private Ryan, it doesn't stylistically crib Saving Private Ryan. The carnage is portrayed less graphically and eschews the bullet zip and sped-up camera effect that made Ryan's scenes so devastating. It's a little more old school, a little more British. Hacksaw Ridge, this is not. I appreciated the supreme virtuosity of the film, but I wasn't really needing it in my life, except as an incredibly staged history lesson. While bravery is always a noble theme, nothing about Dunkirk speaks to the here and now. It's timeless, classical filmmaking on a massive modern scale, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or, dare say I, 'tis nothing to be sneezed at.
We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.
So that's Dunkirk. I really enjoyed it, but as I say, it didn't move me, but seriously, of course it's well worth seeing. See it on the biggest screen possible. Let me tell you, Christopher Nolan shot the film on 70mm IMAX, and so if you see it at a proper IMAX cinema, you'll actually see the whole thing he shot, whereas any other cinema, they will be framing part of the image out. So at least see it on the biggest possible screen you can with the best sound you can, and if you can see it at IMAX, all the better. That's Dunkirk.